to my channel. Today we're doing Stranger Things nails because Stranger Things comes out in like less than a week. By the time I post this, it'll probably already be out. Either way, Stranger Things is coming, so we're gonna do some nails. So I guess let's just get into this. First thing we need to do is we need to put some tips on. These are the ones from Beetles. And I don't know, they're supposed to have like their own built-in apex, which they do. Now, my light moved. I already picked some of these out that I'm going to use, but I think the one for my thumb is like ever so slightly too small. So I'm just gonna go up a size. I'm just going to file the edges of this real quick. I'm gonna trim all of these down as well. Damn! That freaking hurt. We have got the tips on. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do one hand on the nail stand for press-ons, and the other hand I'm just gonna glue them right on and do this hand. This is my left hand. Now that we have these tips on, we're gonna go ahead and give them a little buff with my buffer. I need to go find it. All right, found my little buffer, and I'm just gonna give these all a quick buff. Ta-da! Wipe them down with some rubbing alcohol. Alright, now that we've got our tips on our stand, I'm gonna come up with my whole design. Guys, this is the little picture I drew up for my design, and so that's what we're gonna kind of try to do. A bunch of different little elements from Stranger Things, and so that's our kind of inspiration. Let's get started. I want to start with my base coat. I'm using CN Designer Dips. Let's pop this bad boy in the lamp. Gonna let that go for a few seconds. Okay guys, this is my little inspiration for what I want to do on the nail. We have a little Demogorgon, some of the little fairy lights. And then I love the third season of Stranger Things. I think that's one of my favorites. It's gonna do something with like Star Score Scoops Ahoy. So I'm gonna do a little like Scoops Ahoy vest something. And then also on the other hand, the little thing, the week is long, the Silver Cat feeds, except I don't have room to write all that, so I'm gonna just do the week is long because with a little ice cream scoop, because I think that's adorable. I don't know if I want to do waffles, or I think I do want to do waffles. And then I also have like the number 11, Stranger Things, and then also the little like mind flare guy. But that's my main plan. So now I have to try to execute that on nails. These are done, so let's get started on doing this. I'm gonna switch my camera angle though so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Okay guys, so here are the nails. Alright, going in with the black. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna make the pinky the waffle. I'm just gonna go in with some yellow to start, and then I'm gonna mix a few other colors with it. This one I'm gonna do the like Scoops Ahoy. This one is going to be the one with the mind flare on it. I'm gonna just do a little layer of black right now to get it. Just a thin one. And then this one is going to be the fairy lights. I'm just gonna do thin layers of this kind of brown and then also a tan. Also, I'm going to do another coat on all these other ones, and then we're going to cure them. I've got all the bases on for the colors. Now it is time to do the design. So for this next part, I'm just going to be using voiceover mode because I can. Alright, now that we have our base on, I'm going to be working on this thumb, and I want to write Stranger Things across this thumb. So I'm grabbing my white and also my red, and I'm just going to get some of that white out, and I'm going to use my little tiny thin brush. Funny story, the actual brush kind of broke as I was doing this, so that was great. But I had to redo it once because I messed it up, and then I got straight into working on it. just drawing my little tiny S, and then I got frustrated because I accidentally knocked it over, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do this off camera. So here's how it looks once I was done, until I realized I forgot the A, so I had to redo it again. And now it looks pretty good, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the red over top of it. Oh my gosh, it's even cooler than I was thinking. Yes, I was pretty much in love with it at this point, and now that that nail is pretty much done, we're gonna move on to my pointer finger. This one I want to put the little Christmas lights with the words on it. I didn't end up doing the words because I literally could not write that small, but I'm taking my brush again, and I just took some of my brown gel, and I'm just making a few lines to start with. Now I'm grabbing all of my colors that I'm going to use for the lights, and I just use the like dot end of the brush, and I dotted on all of the different little lights that I could, you know, think of and whatever. It was looking pretty good. I think the placement of a few of them was kind of off, but you know, that's alright. And then I took a little paper towel and I put some of the brown gel on it and kind of dabbed it so it looked kind of like disheveled. And then here's how that one turned out. Alright. Now we're gonna do the middle finger, which is my like Scoops Ahoy kind of themed one. So I got some tan gel out and I made a little tiny ice cream cone, and then mixed a little bit of white and a little bit of like a light yellow to make a kind of vanilla looking flavored ice cream. And here's how that is looking. Now we're gonna write "The week is long," which I didn't film at all because it didn't make any sense to film it because I didn't even know what I was really doing. But here's how that is looking. It looks alright, honestly. Now on my ring finger, I was going to paint the mind flare, that kind of creepy guy, except it didn't end up turning out how I wanted it to, and the press-on didn't exactly fit on my ring finger either. So I just ended up redoing it completely. So I filmed a bunch of footage of it, but I'm not even really going to show you because this isn't even what I ended up doing. Alright guys, here's how the nails are currently looking. The last one we need to do is this waffle nail, so let's try to do that. So for the waffle nail, I tried to like mix up some gel and then try to paint it, but that didn't end up looking good. But I took some of my solid builder gel that I have and I just molded some like really thin, almost like little snakes, you know what I mean? And then I just laid them across in the kind of waffle shape. And once I had cured that, then I did a thin layer of a kind of light yellow waffle color, and that was that nail. Alright guys, here are the nails pretty much all done. I really love these. Now I'm going to go in with the top coat. That is the end of my video this week. I hope you all enjoyed watching me do these nails. Please leave a comment, and thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.